Good morning and welcome to Missoula Real Estate Today. This is Peter Christian. I'm here with the host of the show, Diane Beck with Windermere Real Estate. Diane has been helping buyers and sellers with real estate in the Missoula area for over 20 years and is very active in the Missoula community. Along with her trusted partners, Diane provides complete service for your real estate transaction. And now, Missoula Real Estate Today on newstalkkgvo.com. 98.3 FM and 1290 AM. Hey, welcome everybody. We are back. Another exciting adventure in Missoula Real Estate today. Tanner Osweiler joining us right now from Garden City Paint and Glass. So let's get the obvious thing out of the way. How's Brock doing?
Doing good. You know, obviously been getting a little bit of playing time.
Boy, yeah, he's been doing fantastic. He had a couple of games where he pulled it right out of the fire.
Yeah. Unfortunately, you know, of course, losing to Detroit last week, but still statistically at least had a pretty good game. And of course, by the time this airs, he'll have already played. He plays tonight.
Right.
You know, so we'll hopefully get another one. Of course, that's a big one going back to Houston. And
oh yeah, that's his old stomping ground.
Yeah, for that 1 year there, that year we don't want to think about. But,
the year that shall not be named.
Yeah, exactly. So no, I know he's excited. You know, he really enjoys playing for Coach Gase. You know, that's one thing that he said. You know, years ago when when the Broncos fired John Fox, you know, he liked Coach Fox, but he really liked Coach Gase, and you know, I'd always said he really wishes that he could get back with him, but then ended up down in Miami, and it was like, well, that's probably never going to happen again because you know they have Tannehill and the whole bit, and of course, you know, it's funny how things work out in this life, and you know, sure
especially
enough,
in football.
Exactly. You know, you couldn't tell me that, you know, I think it was last week, who was it? Derek Anderson. You know, 3 ex-Browns quarterbacks were all playing games and not for the Browns.
Yeah.
You know, so the NFL is just a funny league. And, you know, you're always going to get your chances. And I think he's making the most of it. And he's having fun. But most importantly, he's having fun this year.
Speaking of having fun and making the most of opportunities, Garden City Paint and Glass, you guys have been absolutely slammed this year. So tell me what's going on.
Yeah, it's been an absolutely crazy year. We are setting. It's been basically a record year in all of our divisions. Our residential installs, our paint lines. You know, we've added a couple more contract painters. You know, have seen the value of a local company, that type of thing. Our pricing, our quality. We only sell quality products on our paint lines as well as our glass lines. So everything we do is top of the line. Our residential, earlier this year, we were booked out almost 12 weeks.
Wow.
You know. One of the things that we pride ourselves on, or at least I pride myself on, is, you know, we might get those long lead times, 12 or 15 weeks sometimes, but we're not going to go out and just hire anybody to come in to help us, you know, lower those lead times. You're going to get the same job, you know, whether the same master crew, essentially, that's always going to do it. Sometimes you might have to wait a little bit longer, but a benefit is we don't lay our guys off like a lot of other places will, you know, come wintertime. We try to keep them busy year-round.
Sure. Well, I was going to ask you about that because one of the things, knowing quite a few people in the building trades, contractors, subcontractors are screaming for qualified people, right? And so how do you keep yours, and how do you find the new ones that can do the job that you expect them to do?
Yeah, so thankfully we don't have a ton of turnover. My boss and our owner, Brian Dernberger, does a very good job of you know, we're one of the few companies with our level of employees that give essentially full benefits. We have health insurance with dental and vision included in that, matching 401k, health savings account.
Do you need a no-talent DJ?
Exactly. Hey, you probably do better than some of the other shop guys with some of the music they play. But, you know, so we really try to take care of the employees as best we can. You know, our benefit package is pretty nice, especially for the area. You know, after the first year, you're really starting to collect those benefits. A couple weeks vacation, paid vacation, which is pretty average for the area. But the benefits really help keep the people in. We're a pretty tight-knit group of employees. I'm one of the, I guess, newest employees since Brian bought the company. I've been with Garden City for about 6 years, but like I said, I'm one of the newer employees since Brian bought the company.
So there's a lot of continuity there.
There is. You know, our project manager on our commercial side, I think he's been with Brian for over 20 years, like 22 years, something like that. So, So yeah, you got guys that have been there a long time, which helps. So that way, when we do bring in newer people, because you're always going to have to, especially as we grow, they're getting trained by people that have been there, done it, seen it, and probably did it a lot harder 20 years ago, and now we have a lot better technology to make things easier.
So obviously, in the name, Garden City Paint and Glass, you do paint and glass. Now, what other kind of things do you do besides paint and glass?
We do a little bit of everything. We can obviously paint and glass is our staples, with glass being our big one. But a couple things that a lot of people don't realize: we do entry doors. We can do front doors. We can do all interior doors. We do. One thing that's really cool that we do, it's in the glass field, but people don't understand that or don't know about it really, is back painted glass.
What is that?
So essentially what they do is they take a piece of glass, they put a specialty paint on the backside, and we can put that almost anywhere. I actually did it in my house as the backsplash. So the neat thing about that is, instead of tiles, you don't have so many grout lines. And it gives it a different complexion because it's going to be shiny. The glass is shiny, but it's really, really simple to clean. It's easy maintenance.
Just hit it with Windex.
Exactly. You hit it with Windex. Very little maintenance to it. It's not as porous as tile, that sort of thing.
Is it less expensive than the really ceramic tile, or
it ends up being about the same? So your material cost is going to probably be more than say tile, because of course it's a specialty paint, that type of thing. But our installation on like my house in particular, I had 5 pieces of glass. It was a medium to a small kitchen. I did it myself in less than an hour.
Wow.
Where a tile guy is going to have to come in, and it's going to probably be a 2 or 3 day process by the time he's all said and done. Because and you're probably talking 6 to 8 hours.
You got the grout, and then all they got to dry, and then you got to
seal it, and
a
whole bit. Yeah. So in the end, it's probably more the material, less than the labor. But it adds a different dimension. You can do it in, we haven't done this yet, but I've seen pictures of people that have done showers. Instead of fiberglass or tile surrounds, do glass.
Wow.
If you just essentially Google,
if you really love to look at yourself,
exactly. And if you just Google back painted glass, some of the stuff that comes up is really, really cool.
Sure.
Another thing that we just picked up, one of my old paint reps went to a different company, and he brought in. He came in and did a presentation. We haven't really sold any yet, but I haven't had a chance to really get out in the market and talk to people about it. But it's a paint that turns your wall into a whiteboard.
Really?
So you can't have texture on your wall. It has to be a flat wall, because of course that's not going to work. But I think he was saying it was eBay it was like eBay down in San Francisco. They have a 3-building complex. All of them are 12 stories, and every square inch of the wall is done in this paint.
So people can write on it.
Exactly. So if you're in a meeting room, you have an idea, you write it down. But the beauty of it is you can paint it on a desktop.
Wow.
Like this desktop here, you can paint it on there, and now you have a whiteboard right in front of you. Schools are starting to do it in bigger cities.
And of course, the writing does come off, right?
Exactly. It does come off. It actually lasts longer than a standard whiteboard will, because of course you've seen them after a couple of years, they get all that color on it. But and the best beauty of it is after, I think it's a 10-year warranty on the product. Once that color doesn't come off as easy, you just put another coat of paint over it.
Wow.
But it's a really interesting product. There's a lot of little specialty things that we can do, and these are just 2 examples.
Go for it,
of things.
We're here for half an hour.
Yeah, exactly. So
fill us in, man.
So yeah, these are just a couple of examples, but there's many different different things. So I'm actually working on a project right now on a new construction house. They have they essentially want a door with metal grids throughout of it. Simulated divided lights is what they call it. And I was able to contact one of my shower door companies, and they're able to make this for me. And now I'm in the process of figuring this out. It's something that we've, to my knowledge, I've never seen in Missoula. Parade of Homes, any of this type of stuff, and it's completely new. So I work with some companies that are a little bit modern and forward thinking, which is nice. So it's an industry that you look across, not just here, but the region and nationwide. A lot of people, it seems like it's an older type profession. There's not a lot of vibrant minds in our area saying, what can we do with glass?
Sure.
What can we do with this? And that's what I think kind of separates us a little bit, is that, we are a little bit younger shop than some of the other ones. but we're more willing to look into the weird, look into, come in and bring me
How about
what you
unusual?
want. Exactly. Unusual. Some of them are weird. Most of them are just unusual.
Yeah,
But yeah, we're at least willing to take a look and say, yeah, maybe we can do this. We did one for a designer. It was a shower, and they essentially wanted a cube of glass. So it was just a room. They had an old school pipe coming up with a round part out of the floor.
Right.
And they wanted us to put a cube around it to make a shower door. It took a lot of designing and engineering, and we ended up figuring it out. Of course, presented it to the architect, and once they saw the price tag, they weren't exactly thrilled to do it, but it was something that we could do.
So it was something the customer wanted.
Exactly.
Right.
It was. They saw it on a picture somewhere on, Etsy or
Avant-garde architecture, right?
Yeah, house.com or
Right,
something
yeah.
like that, and said, "Oh, this would be cool," and brought it to. And they had talked to a couple other people in town and said, "Nah, it's not possible." And I made a few phone calls. We designed it. We figured out what we had to do to make it work. And at the end of the day, it was the price tag was the difference. But I guess the moral of the story is we at least tried, and we were able to figure out a solution for them.
Yeah. Well, I will tell you about glass. There's when we did at the homecoming game, the University of Montana, one of the people that was honored, one of the folks, one of the alumni, distinguished alumni, was a glass art specialist. Mm-hmm. And now he lives in Seattle, and his work is being displayed all over the world. So when we think about glass, we think window, mirror, shower door, we're done. But glass is an art form, right?
It really is. It really is. And that's kind of where, going back to like that back painted glass, that's truly something that 10 years ago I never would have thought about. Somebody, and of course, it's like anything in any industry. You come up with a brilliant idea, you find the right way to present it, and it runs with it. But art really is an art form, with the stained glass, the different patinas you can have. And that's stuff we don't dive into so much. We can definitely put stained glass in between panes of glass, that type of stuff.
Sure.
But it is an art form because there's been a few houses, like mirrors is a prime example. We can get those sandblasted with certain decorations on them. We can do shower doors with stained, acid-stained images on them, or laser-etched images on them. Like one of them that we did was a lighthouse. Another one we did was Mount Rainier.
Wow.
In the glass. Very intricate, very interesting.
And with shower doors, you have to be really careful because it's a very intimate area.
Yes.
And to have the shower door be completely transparent is a little weird.
Yeah.
And that's where these designs and things can help it make a little bit more, a little more private.
Exactly. A little more private and also a little more personal.
Right.
Especially, Montana is a place where a lot of people like to come, second homes, visit, that type of thing. So we get a lot of that where people want to see an image of, like Mount Rainier. They come from the Pacific Northwest.
Mm-hmm.
They want to see that and it's special to them. So it helps bring, especially in like a secondary or a secondary home type thing, it helps them feel a little bit more at home. But then also it can make the people, because we do also have a lot of people that have moved here from, Seattle or Portland,
right,
or wherever that may be. They can feel a little bit more like home with certain things there within their own home, even though it is their first home.
This is a real estate show, so we like to focus on real estate. Is there a way, can the right glass and shower materials and the things you're talking about enhance the value of a home when it comes time for resale?
Yes, and of course that's going to be more of a question for like Diane or a realtor. But yes, it does, because it's going to make it feel more like home. Personally, to me, my dad was a real estate agent for about 15 years. He was actually the president of NMAR up in Kalispell.
Wow.
So I have a little bit of a real estate background, but I always defer to who's in it now. But yes, in my personal, it does enhance the value, because when you walk in to look at your home, now you don't have to envision what that master bathroom and the guest bathroom is going to look like once you finish with what you want to do.
Right.
It has the tile, it has the shower door, it looks beautiful, it makes you feel at home. I think that adds a lot of value to it, and then they are just nicer than a shower rod. a shower rod and a curtain.
Well, yeah, that's because you walked into a tract home, and every single tract home looks exactly the same.
Yes.
They got the tub surround. They've got the with the cheap little thing and the little hooks on it, and
Exactly.
and so the first thing you think of, how am I going to change this? How am I going to personalize this?
Exactly. So a lot of people do that, and that's where a lot of the new construction, we've gotten a pretty big boom this year, in particular with new construction shower doors and custom mirrors. All you got to do is pretty much drive in any direction in Missoula, and you'll
Right.
find it. But especially up in the Miller Creek area, Butler Creek, I see that their Butler Creek subdivision is now opening up their second phase.
Wow.
Of that. We've done a bunch of work up in that area. Same with the Miller Creek area, and a lot of the doors are similar, but they're all different. They all have their own personality to each homeowner, and that's what's kind of nice with a lot of these. They're typically middle to higher end houses that are being built, but the people that are building them can put their personality in it. Like I said, we've done some really tall shower doors, large, way larger than is really necessary, to add a different look to it.
Well, when your shower doubles as a football field,
Exactly.
too big.
But some people like just panels on that. Some people
Right.
want the door. Some people, there's a lot of different ways that we can make a kind of a standard house feel custom with little nuances. We do a lot of wall to wall, ceiling to countertop mirrors, which add, especially in a bathroom, especially a smaller bathroom, will make it feel like it's a lot larger.
Sure.
Larger than life. So little things like that. We've been doing it, and I've been doing this long enough that I'm pretty good at stepping into, say you buy a house and you want to remodel it, or you're already in the remodel process. I can come in and typically let you know, hey, this would look really cool. This would look good. This is going to be more functional, and help you along with those design processes. Typically, it's best to start before you start ripping stuff out. Yeah. Just because there's
Right.
so much that can be done, especially in smaller bathrooms. Smaller bathrooms take a lot to make them feel larger, and if you don't do it right, it can make it feel really, really tight.
Right.
And obviously, in our field, we're the last ones in, so we have to work with what's there.
Right.
But I can help you along those lines as well as anybody could.
We have a small house, small bathroom. The mirror is one of those things that's got clips on. If it's been there for 30 years, it's a nice mirror, but it's old. Anyway, so when people ask you to come in and look at things, do they often ask you as well, gee, you're really good with the glass stuff, but what can you recommend for the flooring? And what can you recommend for, the paint or what, but you guys do the whole thing, right?
Yeah, we do the whole thing. And I do get a lot of those questions. Of course, like flooring, that type of stuff, I kind of defer to a flooring guy.
Okay.
Actually, one of my ex-employees, he ended up getting so much side work doing tile job that he couldn't he couldn't work for us anymore, which
Right.
I can't blame him
Sure.
for that. And now he's gotten some pretty big contracts, and he's one of the better tile guys in town. In a very short period of time, he's made himself into one of those. So I typically recommend people to call him with the flooring issues. One thing I would always recommend in a bathroom is try to stay away from woods.
Yeah.
Especially,
The moisture, right?
Yeah, the moisture. Any shower door that you put into a bathroom is going to leak water, no matter how much metal and strike, and there will be water leakage. You're going to bring water out on your body.
Yeah, because you're going to come out, you're wet.
Exactly.
And you're going to stand there and you're going to drip.
Exactly.
Right.
And even beyond that, shower doors, when they get moisture on them, they're going to leak. They're more look than anything. Now, with that being said, it's not like you're going to have huge pools of water. But with that, flooring, stay away from wood as
Right.
much as you can.
Sure.
Tile's always great. But yes, I can definitely help with, because, and that's one thing that kind of makes me unique is also selling paint, is I have a pretty good idea of what colors look good,
Right.
what colors will help make a bathroom feel larger or smaller, or what is your end game, and I can kind of help point you in that
Sure.
direction.
By the way, our guest is Tanner Osweiler from Garden City Paint and Glass. In case you're wondering, this is who this knowledgeable guy is here. So I wanted to ask you another thing, and that is, people, I know my limitations. I can't build or fix anything. Okay, screwing in a light bulb is about as far as I go. But I'm sure there are a lot of people who think I can remodel that bathroom. I don't need a glass guy. And so and what happens is it's a massive failure, and you come in and try to fix things. So have you had to do that before?
Yeah. Usually by the time it comes to us, of course, that has already been. What it seems like is most people can at least get the framing up, they get the tile up, they get all that, and then if they want to try to do it themselves, they typically go to Home Depot, buy a kit shower door, try to put it in, it doesn't fit, and then that's when we come into, and we've done this I think 4 or 5 times already this year.
Wow.
There's a lot of installing a shower door is not all that difficult, but it's like anything, you really do need to know what you're doing.
It's a specialty.
It is a specialty. There's certain bits you need. There's a lot of little knowledge that gets picked up throughout the years to help make that shower door work the way it's supposed to, stay watertight, shut in the right location, doesn't bind hinges. There's a lot of little things like that. Of course, if anybody ever wants advice, we will try to help them out as much as possible, because I get it. I'm the same way. I'm a do-it-myselfer type guy. And I do like to try to help people out with that. With that being said, we can't always walk them through every step.
Right, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, if you get into that situation, you can always give us a call. We can always come out and see what we can do to help fix it. But I would recommend when it comes to the shower doors, and especially the heavy shower doors and the very large ones, let us come out, at least get a bid on what it's going to be.
Right.
You might be surprised that it doesn't cost as much as you think.
Right.
Just to have it done.
Especially since the bathroom is probably the most intimate part of your day.
Mm-hmm.
You want to be in a place that's safe, right? Things aren't going to come off the track and fall on your naked foot or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so you want to make sure everything's done professionally and tight, so that there's no minimal leakage, and so that people are safe and happy when they come out of the bathroom.
Exactly. You know, at the end of the day, glass is dangerous. It always is. Now, with that being said, shower door glass is tempered, so it is a safety glass.
Right.
With that being said, it can still break. And when it breaks, it's going to break into a million little pieces. The last thing you want to do is be getting into the shower, shut your door, but your hinges are in the wrong location and bound the glass, and now your glass shattered. And you're
in the shower.
In the shower, yes. You know, and
I don't have a phone.
exactly. And now you have to, and you'd have to essentially either walk over the glass to get out of there, or hopefully yell and somebody can hear you to come sweep it up.
You know what we haven't talked about yet? We haven't talked about paint.
Yes.
So let's do that. I know you've got amazing paints there.
Yes, we do. So we sell the PPG paints. PPG paint line. PPG Paints is the largest paint company in the world, so we only sell fraction of what we can actually get our hands on.
Okay.
So with that being said, PPG is the largest paint company in the world. We can almost get our hands on practically anything, whatever it is you need.
So what are people choosing these days? I mean, I know with white walls, or that's spec houses.
Yeah.
Make it as bland as possible.
Exactly.
So people can spice it up once they get in there. But once they want to start spicing it up, what do you have?
I think we have over 3,000 colors. We only sell quality products. So our top of the line is a Manor Hall, is what it's called. It's one of the best paints on the market. There's not a paint better than it. There's maybe some paints that are equivalent to it. We have very competitive pricing on all of our products, from the Manor Hall all the way down to our Speed Hide, which is our contractor grade, which is still better than most of what you would find at Home Depot or Lowe's, that type of place.
Right.
Once again, very competitive pricing there. The colors, kind of interestingly, very cool colors are in right now. Your grays, mid-tone grays, dark grays, a lot of browns.
We have killing beige in our.
Yes. So yeah, it's very Haven't seen a lot of yellows, blues, greens, that type of stuff. It's
right.
A lot of cool colors.
Well, the things that are easy to match.
Exactly.
Mix and match with the furnishings and things.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. And interior wise, a lot of grays. Our one color we seem to sell almost entirely is flagstone, is what they call it. It's kind of like a medium gray, and it goes well with just about everything. So people like that. But yeah, we have high quality stuff. The one nice thing too is say you went to Sherwin or Rada or anywhere else and got a color chip, we can put those colors in any of our products.
Oh, cool. Okay.
That's one nice thing with having a company like PPG behind us, is that they give us the tools to that a lot of other places might not. If you, for instance, you go up to Lowe's and you have one of my color chips, they're not going to be able to put that color in. You got to use one of their colors.
Right.
So when you come to us, bring a color chip, we can make it work. We can make that color in our products. We also sell flood stains, and then of course used to be called Sickens, which is now called Prolux, which is a premium stain as well. We're the only person in town the only company in town that sells the Prolux line. There's a few other outlets in the surrounding area, but we're the only one that carries the full line of everything in stock. Of course, we're kind of coming towards the end of staining season, exterior paint season, but it's never too early really to start thinking about projects come springtime. Of course, like pretty much everywhere, there's always price increases, and they almost always happen first of the year. The other benefit is we don't actually do the painting, but we deal with a lot of painters.
I was going to ask you if I come buy my paint from you, I say, hey, I really suck at painting. I'm sorry. Can you suggest somebody?
Yeah, I have a list of about 4 or 5 guys that I would give you that you could call. Check them out. They're all about the same as far as price wise, as far as I understand. But especially if you're looking to have like the exterior of your house painted, now's not the end of now's a good time to start calling.
Right.
For spring. It's for spring,
right.
And I actually talked to a painter this morning who had a guy call him last week, and he told him that, I'll come out and look at it this winter, but if you go with it, you're looking at after 4th of July. Yeah. It's already booked up that far.
Right.
And then, of course, springtime, a lot of it depends on weather. This year we had a very late summer. It was raining all the way up till the end of June, which, of course, painters aren't going to paint in the rain.
Nope.
So that backed everybody up. Now, thankfully, we had sunshine really all the way through yesterday, and hopefully today I know a couple people that are trying to get some projects done, but it sounds like that's pretty much going to change tomorrow. So weather plays a big role in it. So now's a good time to start calling your painter if you're wanting to have your house painted.
So let me ask you, we can go to XYZ and get a $10 bucket of paint, right, or a can of paint. But when push comes to shove, why should we come to you instead?
Quality. At the end of the day, it's going to be quality. Whatever you put on your walls, especially interior, most of the time, people that paint are painting the inside of their house. Most people hire a painter on the outside. The outside is so twofold. Come to us for the exterior paint, even, and you can always buy it from us and then have your contractor use it, or ask your contractor to come in and try our paints, because we work with contractors all the time to come try our stuff. The reason you want to use a quality paint, like our Manor Hall or Sunproof on the exterior, is because it's going to last. Our Manor Hall should last between 20 and 30 years.
Wow.
That right there, the major cost when you paint your house is not the product itself. So let's say you spend $400 on the product to paint your house, which is about average for an average size house in Missoula. If you hire a painter, that can be anywhere from $2,000 to $5,000.
Right.
And if you do it yourself, how many weekends is it going to take? And that's how many weekends in our summers that we all want to be outside that you're now away. So what would you pay yourself? Even if you paid yourself, say, $10 an hour, what is your time worth? It's still going to be worth more to do it right and not have to think about it again than doing it every 3 to 5 years.
Now, I'm assuming that when we come in and we want to get all the supplies there, since we're getting the paint there, and you'll give us some advice about, about taping and blocking things off and making sure you get the job done right.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Our entire staff is very familiar with all of our products, both the sundry side, so your rollers, your brushes, that type of thing. Which ones to use, which ones not to use.
Even if you don't do it on Sunday.
Exactly. And especially if you know what type of products, because that's the big deal is if you're using an oil-based stain versus a latex paint, those brushes are not compatible.
Right.
You would not like the finish if you use the wrong brush. So that's where we can help you out. We can help you out with the right roller nap for your type of project. We can ask you some questions like, what type of paint are you? Do you like to load up the thing and get as much on the wall at once, or do you like to do it 3 times and do thin coats?
Well, you're telling me something that right in my wheelhouse, because when you run around the big box store trying to find somebody to tell you where something is, much less how to use it. I mean, when we come into you, you're going to say, okay, now what are you painting? Where is it? Here's what you need. This brush is going to be perfect for this, and this brush is going to be perfect for that, right?
Essentially, yes. Essentially, that's exactly what it is. One nice thing too, versus say like a big box store, is
we're out of time. I'm just looking at my clock. I'm so sorry. Okay, tell us where you're located.
So we're at 3217 Brooks Street, right across from McDonald's. Right across from McDonald's on Brooks, right next door to Rob and Peter State Farm.
Phone number.
406-549-0608. You can also reach me at my email, which is Tanner, Tanner, at gardencitypaintandglass.com.
And that's going to do it for Missoula Real Estate Today. See you next time. thanks for tuning into Missoula Real Estate Today. We hope you found the information over the last 30 minutes to be helpful. If you have any suggested topics for future Missoula Real Estate Today programs, or any questions about buying or selling real estate, please email Diane. Here's the address. It's dianebeck@realtor.com. That's dianebeck@realtor.com. We'll see you next week on News Talk KGBO.com, 98.3 FM and 1290 AM.